सुन ना,
बता
I am DOP, ठीक है? I refuse to answer your question. I will tell through visual language. ऐसा बात नहीं करता मैं, ठीक है?
एडिटर बाहर, तुरंत बाहर, फालतू के टाइम पास लोग इधर चाहिए नहीं।
अच्छा,
करना है क्या? ये लो जैकेट।
I think I'm pretty much open to not going to the film school as well. ऐसा कुछ कंपलसरी
अनुराग कैसे?
नहीं, नॉट नेसेसरीली। उसका तो एजुकेशन अलग से हुआ है तो उसको उतना कॉन्फिडेंस है. ही हैज बीन देयर, ही हैज स्टेड देयर. बट स्पेशली फॉर टेक्निकल डिपार्टमेंट्स आई थिंक FTI is a very good place to start. जहाँ से, because I think we both are engineers, that's why we do not have a starting point in this line as such.
Oh, so उसकी इंजीनियर है?
हाँ.
What?
Electronics engineer.
Electrical and electronics. I worked in TCS also, na.
What?
Yeah, I resigned my job. I was working till Friday and Monday I joined here. Yeah. I personally wanted to academically learn filmmaking,
Okay.
especially cinematography. That is one thing. After coming into FTI, I got to know that we have like one more advantage of like being in FTI community and all, so that you'll get to have
Interact.
like more interact with more people and get to know more contacts, and people support each other in getting even work and whatever. But that was not my intention before coming to FTI. I felt that filmmaking is not an easy job. If there is a course for filmmaking, then it should be for something, right? And you are surrounded with people who have the same interests. The space itself is there. And another big advantage is NFA. For me, still watching a film in theater instead of a laptop is a whole different thing. Watching it in its true colors and projection, film projection में, it's
आज के टाइम पे.
yeah.
That's a
I mean,
privilege.
think about like watching Irwar in
Yeah, I
35
was
minutes.
thrice in being in industry.
Yeah, that's what. No, but
easy.
I think we have the most amount of infrastructure in all the film schools in India.
In India,
Yeah.
that's true.
It's like before coming to FTII, for the exams itself, we had read few of the books which were available. Like 5 C's तो है ही, Blaine Brown का digital cinematography, वो, and the visual story. So most of the times ये दोनों books में सारे aspects cover हो जाते हैं. Like 5 C's बोलने को 5 C's है, उसमें editing and ये भी आ ही जाता है. So short designing itself will be covered in all these books, basics of all the short designs. So before coming to FTI, I tried making my own short film. So I thought it will be 7 to 10 minutes का छोटा short film रहेगा तो अच्छा है. Let's try this out कि if filmmaking is the thing for me or not. इसके लिए. ये just for the practice and knowing कि what kind of craft is this, because I used to paint earlier. तो painting का कुछ चीज़ें मालूम है, but not about this thing. And when I started this, I got to know कि ये एक आदमी का काम नहीं है. This is like every department में you need expertise. And on the top of that, I directed, edited, shot, written my first film. उसके बाद समझा कि I tried almost all the departments and I thought कि camera is the one जहाँ पे I can settle down.
Oh, so you found that?
Yeah, I found that because again visual language ही है, but उसमें भी not being a director and going towards the camera was my own dilemma ही था, but again फिर बाद में उसको choice. But I think books पढ़ने के बाद में basics तो आ ही जाता है. उसके बाद में then the doors are opened. Watching the world cinema also, you can keep watching world cinema, सौ पिक्चर देख सकते हैं आराम से, लेकिन how to read them, how to understand them, or maybe what were their values while making their cinema. ये जब यहाँ पे आके पता चलता है, यहाँ पे you see people discussing. Like I was very new to all the world cinema. I used to hear these guys discussing world cinema कि ये आदमी का ऐसा, उस औरत का वैसा. And I used to listen कि हाँ ये हो रहा है. मेरे को लगता है कि हाँ ये बढ़िया है. तो दिन में 1 या 2 नया चीज़ें मिल ही जाता है एक दिन में. तो अगर FTI में 5 साल है तो 3 into 5 उतना 2-3 चीज़ें नया मिलते रहता है कि. बट आई ऑलवेज थॉट कि यार जो फिल्म्स मैं देख रहा हूँ उसमें ये चीज़ें हार्ड कोडेड नहीं है. दे आर ऑलवेज ब्रेकिंग द रूल्स. एंड ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ ब्रेक ही किए जा रहे हैं. द सेम पर्सन इज मेकिंग 3 डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ फिल्म्स. एक ही बंदा एक ही साल में 7 Seal एंड वाइल्ड स्ट्रॉबेरीज दोनों अलग अलग टाइप का कॉर्नर का सिनेमा बना रहा है. एंड इट्स लाइक एक बहुत अच्छा और 2 अलग अलग लोगों के लिए बना रहा है, ऐसा भी लग रहा है. एंड सेम ही आदमी है एक ही साल में. डैमेन चीज़ें एक अलग एंगल पे इज मेकिंग अ म्यूजिकल, मेकिंग क्लासिकली क्राफ्टेड फिल्म्स ऑल्सो. तो वो भी क्या है, मतलब देयर हैज़ टू बी समथिंग. ऐसा नहीं कि एक ही आदमी का है स्टाइल ही है. फर्स्ट ईयर्स का मेजरली आई थिंक जो क्या होता है अपना IB का क्या क्लासेस रहता था, फिल्म एप्रिसिएशन.
IB लिया तुम्हारे?
IB लिया था. दोज वर द बेस्ट क्लासेस.
IB बहुत अच्छा था यार.
बहुत अच्छा.
IB ने ऐसा
I used to like rigorously write down whatever he was saying.
बहुत
इतना ज़्यादा.
एक पॉइंट के बाद में आई स्टार्टेड रोलिंग माय ऑडियो क्लिप्स इन द सेल फोन्स आल्सो कि एक आधा पिक्चर का नाम छूट गया तो आई जस्ट यूज्ड टू राइट कि ये नाम ये स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स भी थे लेकिन आई यूज्ड टू गूगल कि हाँ ये. एंड IB वाज द ओनली पर्सन कि जो एक फिल्म के बारे में अगर बता रहा है तो हम जाके वो पिक्चर देखेंगे. इतना एनर्जी पास हम कि ऐसा है विदाउट रूइनिंग द फिल्म फॉर अस.
इंट्रोड्यूस ही ऐसा करता
है वो. एंड विदाउट रूइनिंग द फिल्म फॉर अस कि यार ये ऐसा है तो वो
एक नया दरवाजा खोल.
हाँ सही में he'll just tell some part of it and just ऐसा छोड़ देता है. मतलब it's like we try to go and read about it or like research about it more. ऐसा थोड़ा
एक हैशटैग चलाते हैं bring back IB करके.
Bring back IB. Does IB want to come back? ऐसा मेरे को.
He will never come back.
Being somebody in IT, working in a corporate, surrounded by lot of people who are into a completely different zone. When you want to like find people to even talk about films, talk about contemporary films also, there are very less people. If you want to talk about world cinema, you have to go to film festivals. Like I made friends in IFFK. So that is the only space you can even have a conversation with people. So I never even had this courage to tell people that I am interested in filmmaking. It was that bad, like then, because I knew that filmmaking was very tough. Somebody who used to send me films regularly. So I was like so curious. Maybe because I was curious, I was like watching 2 films a day, kind of. It was like I wanted to be in films, but I didn't know what to do. I wanted to make films, but I can't write. So I was like, okay, direction is not my thing. And then I bought a camera. I didn't even tell anybody that I bought a camera because there was this constant fear of people judging me or something. You never had this thing. Why suddenly they'll ask, right? So I never told anybody any of my plans. And like they got to know later and all after like 1 or 2 months or whatever. But then like secretly I was like learning how to take photos, how to aperture, shutter speed. I was learning and research and even practicing also by myself. And then weekends I go alone out to shoot, like do essay, street photography and what. And applying to, I didn't even tell anybody. I didn't tell my friends, I didn't tell my parents, nobody I told. Like very limited number of people knew that I was preparing for FTI. When I watched Dileesh Pothen's Thondi Mudalundrag Sakshiyam, that night I had a very long conversation, like 4 to 5 hours of conversation with my friend about this film. And that night I was like, I told so passionately that, you know what, I am going to join cinematography in FTI. Just because Rajiv Ravi joined, he's from FTI. So BTS ആരും വിളിച്ചില്ലല്ലോ.
ओके अंजी गुड वेरी नाइस हाँ
इंटेंसिटी लाइट रेडी है इंटेंसिटी बता
बोलती हूँ
साउंड
है ना इकडे
कैमरा
रेडी
रोल साउंड
Shot 3 take 1.
रोल कैमरा
रोलिंग
एक्शन कट
അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അവർ നിർത്തുന്നു
I wanted to apply 2017, but I didn't have that confidence. I was like, I know I don't want to write right now. Maybe I'm not prepared enough. I know I don't want to fail maybe. So I didn't write. It's not like fail. The thing is, I never encountered failure in life.
Oh my god.
So this part you should cut it, okay?
I will create this. This will be the opening.
And I was thinking that anyhow, I had a lot of my friends who wrote exams 4 years, 5 years and all, who attended orientation for 3+ years and still didn't get in. So my confidence level was like, after 3 years, I'll definitely study in FTI. Be it 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, but I'll definitely study in FTI. That was the only motive I had.
बट जनरल इंडियन पेरेंट्स का ही प्रॉब्लम है जिनका पेरेंट्स फिल्म मेकिंग में नहीं है दे ऑल थिंक कि फिल्म मेकिंग इज लाइक द
एकदम
अभी जाके उनको थोड़ा थोड़ा पता चल रहा है कि इट इज अ डेलिकेट क्राफ्ट
also there's a connotation of bad students or filmmaking कि जिससे पढ़ाई नहीं होता है.
हाँ मतलब सबसे ऊपर वाला डॉक्टर फिर IAS फिर इंजीनियर ये हो जाएगा बचे कुचे सब आर्ट्स में एंड फिल्म मेकिंग में
Yeah. Arts तो था ही नहीं हमारे मतलब even in our thoughts also there was nothing called
आर्ट्स इन हाँ विकिपीडिया पे नाम डालने का यही है उधर जितना भी लिंक्स मिलता था एवरी लिंक आई यूज्ड टू क्लिक एंड आई यूज्ड टू रीड सो इट वाज लाइक अ ट्रेन ऑफ tabs open and I used to read unless all the links are purple. जब तक पर्पल दिख रहा है तब तक चले जाओ इसका कॉल फिल्म्स क्लिक करते करते आगे उसका सब DOPs एडिटर्स क्लिक करते करते आगे ऐसा करते I used to forget also.
I used to write down like
I
whichever
have a
films.
note. I have also notes of national awards year wise.
Yeah.
Or
Oscar,
Oscar.
Academy Awards वाला.
And these are the questions which are
Cannes also.
कान का अच्छा फिल्म है. हम घटिया फिल्म है.
earlier it used to be only कि ऑस्कर है बढ़िया एकदम बेस्ट ऑस्कर वाले सबसे बढ़िया फिर ये धीरे धीरे ऑस्कर से कांस से वाफ्ता से इधर से वेनिस से सब घूम घाम कैसे होता है कि अच्छा ठीक है लेकिन इसमें भी आधा सिनेमा जो जाता है वो अपन ऑब्जर्व नहीं करते वी ओनली यूज टू सी की विनर्स कौन से बट लोगों ने लंबे लंबे तीर मार के रखे विदाउट सेंडिंग इट टू फेस्टिवल्स ये भी क्रैक करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है समटाइम्स दीज आर द थिंग्स विच वी आर लुकिंग फॉर आफ्टर 5 years इन FTI बट अगेन इंडियन आर्ट फॉर्म्स सब कुछ इंक्लूडेड डांस से लेके पोएम से लेके म्यूजिक लिटरेचर राइटर्स पोएट्स एवरीथिंग
For exam, I read actually more of Indian art. Films though it was always happening. It was my interest and it was always happening. For exam specifically, I read about Indian art forms, culture and history. उसका कुछ even some PDFs also I referred, some books also I referred. One book which states the history of cinema. Train से अब तक वाला. तो from that book I was picking up points like some words and from there like if the author mentions about like Eisenstein then I'll उसके बारे में ऐसा that was the way I was like researching and studying.
ठीक है
फिर जब मैं उड़ेगा तब बताइए
मेरे को एक ही सवाल पूछेगा एक बार
हाँ
इसका मैं एक बार में